Here's everything you need to know about DMM mode Annihilation. Upon your login to DMM mode Annihilation, you will be starting with a handful of tuna, a Chronicle teleport book with 5 charges, a combat bonus cape, looting bag, and a starter sigil of your choice. Notice I did not include a starter's mage staff, bow, or sword because that is not in this DMM mode. This season, there will be new combat bracket worlds, including 3 to 60, 61 to 80, 81 to 95, and 96 plus. This should help to add some variety this season, including meta changes for each combat bracket world. Notice as you move up the combat bracketed worlds that your XP and skilling multipliers are going to change as you go up. Please note that auto completion of quests by moving up combat bracket worlds is no longer a thing. We will now be unlocking quests through Deadman points via the Deadman Skull. Of course, there will still be a handful of quests that are completed upon login, but now you'll be able to choose which quests you want to do and receive the XP for versus which ones you want to unlock with your Deadman mode points. As aforementioned, there is a new interface shop where you can buy sigils, questline completions, and your permanent character unlocks. That's right, sigils are no longer for sale this season. You cannot trade them between players or buy them on the GE. You will now have to obtain them from NPCs or buy them from the Deadman reward shop. To obtain Deadman mode shop points, you can level your skills, kill bosses, and do achievement diaries. While on the topic of sigils, let's talk about this season's changes. PVM and skilling sigils, when purchased from the shop or dropped by an NPC, will be permanently unlocked and attuned. Once you have these sigils, you'll have them for the rest of the season. PvP sigils work a little bit differently. Once you have your PvP sigils, they will work in tandem to the other sigils just mentioned. Just like last season, you'll have to attune and unattune your PvP sigils as you see fit. Reminder that you cannot trade sigils, but you do get to choose your own starter sigil. It's time to talk about this season's biggest change: bank keys. Bank keys are now a thing of the past. Say goodbye to the beautiful keys floating over your head and the enjoyment of opening the chest. Upon death, players will now be keeping their bank, safety deposit boxes, and even grand exchange offers. So no more resetting your bank progress every time you die. Instead of bank keys over players' heads, we will now have skull icons indicating how much a player's current value on them is worth. This way you'll know if little Jimmy has 5k on him or 500k. In addition to the Deadman mode global loot table with coveted items such as the VLS, Stadius Warhammer, and Morgan's Javelins, NPCs now have the rare chance of dropping the dead man's chest. The chest will spawn on the ground and have no requirements to open, just time. It will take 60 seconds uninterrupted to open a single combat chest and 30 seconds to open it in multi. New to Deadman, this chest can reward you the Dog Sword, the Thunder Kopesh, and or Ancient Warrior Armor. Moving on to breaches. The breaches are more or less the same this time around. Now, instead of wondering when the next breach is, there will be a timer shown somewhere on your account, so you don't have to wonder. There will be 3 breaches at fixed times throughout the day. The random breach, however, will no longer exist due to FOMO for players who could not be there. There will be a handful of new monsters from recent updates. Global loot drops will be slightly buffed, and the monsters that drop them will be even deadlier this time around. Lastly, singles breaches will be slightly more spread out in the region to avoid not being able to see anything or have like a ton of red dots on your mini map. Personally, I love breaches, so I'm super happy to see them back and love that the global loot table will have an increased drop chance. Here are the smaller changes that are still worth noting. There is a new prayer book, but that will probably only be for players who are in the higher bracket worlds. It's the same as the one that was in leagues. There's no sailing. Looting bags are going to be more commonly dropped. PJ timers are going from 20 ticks to 24. You can now enter raids in combat. NPC respawn timers are quicker. Our default respawn point will be at the Grand Exchange. Any enchanted Zenyte jewelry will be disabled. And Spellbook is now resizable, so you can click on that bigger barrage. Thank you guys for watching the video. Good luck this season, and be on the lookout for more DMM content this coming month.